What is going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be talking about Ilford FP4. Now this is a 125 speed black and white film that a lot of people really seem to love. I'm Paris, I'm an analog photographer, and I've been making videos like this for maybe a month or so. Right before the COVID quarantine, I stocked up on like 20 different films that I haven't shot before, and so I'm just going on photo walks, reviewing those films, sharing my experience. And if this is something that you'd like, stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a whole lot more. So FP4, like I said, this is a super popular film. It's a low speed film, and I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity for me to kind of try some tripod work and maybe get some long exposures with some water and try a couple different things. So I've shot a lot of kind of surreal black and white street photography in the past, so here's some of those images, and this is just a style that I've always gravitated towards, and I ended up being able to shoot some of that on this film as well. So the two things that I'm going to be sharing with you is me shooting kind of nature, water type shots on a hike, and then secondly shooting at an architecturally interesting building on my university campus. So I'll just go ahead and dive right in, and then I'll share some of my final thoughts with the film at the end of the video. So with the COVID quarantine, my girlfriend and I really just kind of wanted to get outside. So my roommate is a big backcountry camper, and we jumped on that bandwagon, bought a ton of gear, and decided to drive out to the Delaware Water Gap, which is in the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border. So we packed up everything, my 6-pound tripod, which I've since sold because 6 pounds sucks to carry around. We went up there and I loaded up this roll of FP4, and I immediately started to shoot. So at the end of the hike, we came to this waterfall, and I was pretty excited for this because I already saw pictures of this when I chose the trail that we were going to hike, and I knew how I wanted to shoot it. So luckily I was using my Leica R6, and this is a really great camera specifically because it has both box metering and spot metering. So I was able to spot meter the waterfall and then spot meter the lake itself. And I wanted to expose so that I got a decent amount of shadow detail, and I also wanted to not completely blow out that waterfall so that I can recover some of those highlights. So I spot metered the waterfall and the lake, and they were about 2 stops apart. I shot the lake about a stop and a half overexposed, and the shadows about half a stop underexposed. And I was a little bit disappointed here. I thought that the latitude would really start to shine. I thought that Ilford would, FP4 would do really good with this, but it just wasn't what I expected. The grain was a little bit more pronounced than normal, and in this edit and all the other photos, I really did not add too much after scanning on the flatbed. I do want to say that I think that this could be because I develop in cinestill DF96 monobath, which adds a decent amount of contrast to all of my films. So after the hike, I still had about half of a roll left to shoot. So I decided the next day that I would go out and shoot it on my university campus at the arts building because they have these very interesting architectural buildings. So one of the first shots that I wanted to shoot was all these buildings are exposed to different lighting conditions, of course, and they're close enough to where I can overlap those two buildings. And so I wanted to kind of frame a shot so where the two buildings are overlapped, but you can't really tell what's going on, and that the different lighting conditions come out as like darker or lighter shapes that kind of play to this geometric look. So this next photo, I don't actually have footage of me taking, but it was kind of a lucky spur of the moment, kind of that street photography thing. Now, when I was coming around the corner here, there was a woman who was practicing dance and kind of a ballerina type arch move, and I didn't want to miss the moment. I wasn't sure how long she was going to be stretching there, and I was just kind of coming around the corner, so I decided to just quickly meet her, frame, focus, and take the shot. And then sure enough, she got out of that position quick. But because I was coming around this corner, I thought it was really cool how the two buildings framed, the building that she was up against and then the building that I was up against in the foreground. And I also like how she's placed with respect to the tree in this photo, and how the line of one of these buildings just goes straight into the corner. So overall, I'd say I didn't have the best experience with Ilford FP4, although I did get some shots that I really liked. But I think that they may have looked better if I shot it on a different film. That being said, I am not one to be passing information on how to shoot FP4. There's a lot of people out there who shoot FP4 a ton, really know how that film works, know how to develop it, how to push it, how to pull it, and make it kind of shine in the way that that film was probably designed. This is simply me giving my experience on shooting this film. Overall, I'm pretty happy with some of the images that I got, but I think that the film could have performed a little better. I've shot FP4 before in the past and had a little bit better results, but this particular time was not, I think, my favorite. But I will give it more of a try in the future and kind of check out specifically kind of these large latitude shots and see if this was just kind of an anomaly or not. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed some of the footage, and I hope this gave you a good sense of the film, and you should give it a try sometime. So thanks for tuning in.